What is going on, fam? I'm Jada Black. I'm here back with another video, and whoo, this is probably gonna be a long video. I'm not gonna do too much editing, man. I really need to get down to this. This particular response that I'm doing to this Derrick Jaxn K.Michelle, this video, I guess they were, I don't know who was doing the interview. I mean, K.Michelle was there. She was just recently there prior, I don't know, days or maybe a week or so ago. I did a video. Y'all go and check it out on the channel. I did a response to her initial comments about there being no good men. Okay. And apparently she was back up there. I don't know, again, if she was doing some type of promo, but Derrick Jackson was there. I don't know if he was there to be the on-show therapist, intervention for K.Michelle, but I think she really needs it. Now, I want y'all to understand. I have been thinking about doing the real reason, no man wants to date or marry K.Michelle. If y'all are interested in seeing that particular topic to that series, let me know, because from what I've seen in this video, and it was very cringy through certain parts, especially when she went at the caller. Because I'm recording this right after listening to it. It was very difficult to sit and listen to the 16-minute video because she's so annoying when she's going off. And I think she enjoyed every bit of that. I think K.Michelle enjoyed the back and forth with the phone caller. She enjoyed being able to go at Frank and Derrick. She was so into it. Like, when you listen to K.Michelle in this particular back and forth, she didn't seem like she was a singer, somebody who was famous. She just seemed like one of these female content creators. She seemed like one of these females on social media mad because the men that they want won't date them because they're too dark, quote unquote, according to them. And this was just a cringe fest. Now, I got some notes from this because I think she actually enjoyed it. I think she gets off on going at men, especially black men. I mean, if that was a room full of Caucasian men, she wouldn't have had that same energy. But be that as it may, Derrick asked her about the statements that she made about men not being good people, and he gave her, reasons as to why she's wrong. Okay. Now, I'm gonna just say this too about Derrick Jackson. I have nothing against Derrick Jackson. I actually kind of felt sorry for the guy in that moment because I felt like he was gonna be used as a pinata. But I think K.Michelle didn't go that hard on him because she knows that he kisses up to black or women in general. He is the epitome of a panderer. He is the epitome of the type of guy that will tell women any and everything they want to hear for some money. Okay. And I'm not a fan of the guy. I don't dislike the guy. I just disagree with his whole premise and what he does. I think he allows these women to get away with a lot of no accountability. But in this case, I think that he made some good points as far as, not being not generalizing, men and women, K.Michelle talked about how other females would approach her and say that they felt the same way about, the men in their life and how there were just no good men around, that they have been done wrong. Again, no accountability. She even said later on in the interview that she chose the bad boys. She chose the thugs. That's what she wanted, even though she had a father who she says is accomplished, is a very good man, to look to as to what type of husband or boyfriend or whatever it is you want to have. But look at the guy she dated. That was a K.Michelle decision. She made that decision to date the guys that she dated. And she wants to now take it out on all men because she, for so long, was dating the wrong type of guys and it never worked out for her. And she also showed in this particular video that she has no respect for the guy that she's with. To her, he's just filling a space. he's just somebody there because she's comfortable. She don't want to be alone. All right. Now, she claims to have rarely known any good men, even though she talks about how great of esteem she has her father in. And she also said this to Derrick, man. And this was probably one of the cringy parts. She talked about the only decent guy she come across is probably part of the Alphabet gang. I mean, you know, the only decent guy that she would rarely, if ever, come across is part of the Alphabet community. That's basically what she said. And she said this to Derrick's face, man. I'm like, oh, nah, man. And that's the mindset of females like K.Michelle, man. They, for the most part, they don't respect you brothers. And this is why you have to stop pandering to them. Because they made their decisions in as far as dating is concerned. Why is that other women are able to find men to date and marry and be happy with those women? Because those women understand that it takes giving in order to receive. You cannot get with a man unless you show him respect, unless you are cooperative, you know, unless you get to know them. But in her case, you know, for so long, I think she did what she did in order to get their attention, like getting the fake assets. She thought that would land her, you know, the type of men that she wanted, you know, but then she had to get them removed because they affected her health. And I think she puts that blame on men when she should put that blame on herself. Okay. She also talked about how she's not submitting to anything but a bag. And they mentioned, I think she mentioned the situation with Fantasia. Like, no, I'm not submitting. Not submitting. And that's why K.Michelle's in the situation that she's in, because in her mind, it's her way or the highway. But K.Michelle has to understand, most men of any type of standard is not going to allow a woman to walk all over them. It's just not going to happen. Your failed experiment of hopping over the fence, I think, has deeply wounded you, because you actually thought that if you would just diss us on social media and talk about how these guys are better, it would help your dating life, and it didn't. And now you are super angry, especially at black men, but you need to be angry at yourself. And it was just so ironic that Derrick Jackson had to sit next to the epitome of the women that we talk about, and he had to listen to that. Now, he may not change his platform, but I think that he's going to internalize what happened. And I think the next time he sees, you know, men disagree with him, he's going to understand why. All right. Derrick Jackson says he feels sorry for her boyfriend because they start to talk about the guy that she's with and how they met each other. And he was like, and he quickly said, you know, I feel sorry for him. And she was like, why do you feel sorry for him? You know? And I can understand what Derrick was saying, because I feel sorry for him too. Actually, I don't feel sorry for him. I mean, he chose to be with this woman. He still wants to be with this woman. That's the bed that he has made. Accountability, right? She also talked about how, you know, guys should be afraid of her, that she doesn't feel like nothing is wrong with her attitude. This is the mindset of women in 2019. They have swallowed feminism. They believe in feminism. They don't believe that they should do any type of giving when it comes to, you know, being in a relationship. They think that things are supposed to go the way they want it to. And that's why their relationships will continue to fail. That's why they dislike men going your own way. That's why they dislike men who are truly red pill, or men who are traveling overseas, because those men have taken control over their dating life, and women have no control over it anymore. And it pisses them off that they have no control over who and what a man wants to date. This is why you have certain countries trying to outlaw adult content, because they want to control how a man, you know, what he does in his bedroom, you know. Also, she went at Frank over basically saying, Frank is the host, basically saying that, you know, women should be more accountable. I absolutely agree. And women want us to be accountable, but they don't want to be accountable. They think that the blame should always be put squarely on us, you know, like we have to be accountable. We can't, we have to account for the things we do, but we can't hold them accountable because they're women, because they're woman, you know. Also, there was a guy that called in and he talked about, bitter females and how he's married, happily married. And, you know, K.Michelle went at him, got disrespectful with him because she's not used to a man speaking to her directly. But even though that guy on the phone probably sounds like the type of guy she would normally date when she had the fake assets, you know. And I just found that to be, you know, interesting, you know. Now Derrick, I believe, asked her what type of man is she looking for. You know, what does the perfect guy, the 1%? Because I've told y'all in many videos that there's only a small percentage of men in general that women go for. They go for usually the 15 to 20% of men. That's who most women pursue. That's why most of these women are single, all right, or sleeping with somebody else's man. Now, she said that her perfect guy looks like Jesus and Obama, which is typical because, of course, you know, Obama being president, biracial, you know, you got a lot of women out here who talk about colorism, but they love them some light skin, especially on the guy. And she also mentioned Jesus because she is like most of these females who are single, they're highly religious. Have y'all noticed that a lot of the women who are single and complaining on social media are usually very super religious? You don't see any atheist women complaining about their dating habits. You know, I think women who are atheists or not really heavy in the church, they're more realistic than these women who are in the church, because the women who are in the church usually are women who are being fed a bunch of BS. You know, they're being fed a bunch of BS by a pastor who's looking for money or looking to hook up with them. Now, she also mentioned choosing the thug over the good guy, the guy who reminded her of her father. And it's just sad that somebody who has the talent that she has, who has the opportunities, the resources, she's still single. Well, you can almost say she's single as much as she disrespect the guy she's with. She basically says she's with him because she's known him for 20 years. You know, that's sad. But you still can't get a guy who silently is claiming you. The guy that she's with is quietly claiming her, you know. It would not surprise me about anyone putting